effectively live right now. There is roughly about a 15 to 20 second delay. There we go, yeah, about 15 seconds. Okay. So we are currently live. This is my chat window. How you guys doing? Got a couple of guys coming in. Call-in line for Amarillo Rocks is 806-853-7883. That's 806-853-STUD. I'm not kidding. That is what 8553 spells. Amarillo Rocks this week, we've got the venerable and mighty Shane Coleman.
What's going on?
Many bands, many drum bands fame here. Let's get the old stinger out of the way, shall we? Let me. So just so you guys know, who it is and what it is that's going on. This episode of the podcast is brought to you by Crush Wine Bar, Bar Grill downtown, and Lit Arcade Bar, if that's any surprise. We'll talk more about those guys in a little bit. So we've got some pretty interesting shit coming up the pipe. Mr. Shane here, some of you may or may not know that the first iteration of Loudmouth Lisa, before it was Loudmouth Lisa, involved this guy. Remember when we were jamming with Ruthie?
I do. I remember coming.
Yeah. And then he was too good for me and had to tell me fuck off. And just all that other shit. So. That was the crux of it. Did you get your water?
Yeah, it's somewhere. It's over there.
There's another one.
All right.
Yeah. So tell me, man, what have you been up to?
Well, not a whole lot going on. Recently started getting back into some music projects. We got some interesting stuff coming up with Jack Mustard in Mustard.
No shit.
I don't know if you know, a couple of years ago we played up in Dallas. We played the House of Blues, a couple of shows.
Okay, I remember that.
He's gonna be playing this coming up this next weekend following this one at the benefit, and there's a bunch of things that are going to be going on, hopefully all summer long. So give a shout out to my boy Jack Mustard, man.
Shout out Jack. Jack's super nice guy, man. I hadn't seen him in a long time. I didn't know. I think he got off Facebook, and he's been busy with his practice and everything. Yeah.
He's been asking me about getting back into music and stuff. Maybe we can get some stuff this summer and even, I don't know, record some stuff. I've got some other projects going on as well. I'm setting up with different people. I'm set up to record and do tracks and stuff, and I think that as soon as I find some players and stuff, maybe even me and you could do some things. That'd be great. I've got the studio set up. It's ready to go.
Fucking A, man. Well, yeah. This and music, and I bartend a little bit, and I do sound at Lefties, and that's about all I got going on anymore. Kitty Cat's got a horse that keeps her busy.
Oh yeah, I got to come out and see you, man. I've been meaning to get out. I just, you get into that rut of being a homebody and not doing a whole lot.
If I didn't work in a bar, I wouldn't go to a fucking bar at all. And that is no shit. Sorry, guys. That is the truth. Let me see if I can kick this up just a little bit there. Now, you've been involved in a bunch of bands. Now, I remember you guys when I was a fucking kid. So, before there was Tongue and Groove, God, what were you in before that?
We were in Clinton, Oklahoma. We actually had a band. My first band was called Overload. That's the name we came up with. Me and one of my best friends, Blaine Cook, and we had a guy named Donnie Parks. We all started this band. That's where our music started, in this small town, Clinton, Oklahoma. And shout out to my Clinton people. There may be a couple of them watching tonight, though.
So are you from Oklahoma?
I was born in Amarillo, but we went to high school in Clinton, grade school, middle school, Clinton Red Tornadoes.
Oh, be damned.
That was where I grew up and everything. And then shortly after I graduated, I moved back here to Amarillo. I got a lot of family here. So
yeah. Man, I remember, God, when I was young, man, long ass hair, and you and Denton worked at fucking Randy's, and God, man.
I started off at Sound Warehouse here.
Yeah, man. Fucking Shrag worked there, and
Cliff, and then we had our good buddy Chris.
Chris Donlinger.
Yeah.
Yeah, he worked there.
Rest in peace for Chris. But, and I think Brandon Mann was out there a little bit, and there's quite a few people out there. That was the place to get a job if you were in a band and had long hair, I guess, when I first moved to town. So that's what we did.
If you're the dredge, the dregs of the earth, then
Yeah.
yes.
I think I walked in and I was looking for a job.
Sean Hamilton worked there. Yeah.
I think what happened was I walked in looking for a job, and the first thing Chris Dodlinger said, "Oh man, are you a drummer?" And yeah, and he's like, "Oh, cool, man." And then there was the job. That was my job interview.
I remember that guy. That's fucking funny. Man. So, what was your first Amarillo band?
We had several little projects that never really got off the ground. The first one was actually the beginnings of Tongue and Groove.
Okay.
It was Cobalt Blue, which I
remember that.
You know, I had Troy Bjork was one of my best friends. He was my roommate when I first moved here. He was the guitar player. I remember Damian Custer, a couple of other guys, Luis Trujillo.
Mm-hmm.
He played guitar with us, and we got our sets worked up and everything, and then we had a couple of little differences with the jam house, and then as soon as I left, that's when Randy Rubio and Eric had joined up with Troy,
mm-hmm.
and they had the Cobalt Blue, and they started booking. Well, a little bit later, of course, they broke up, had the same sort of differences, and my cousin Eric called me and said, "Hey, man," he goes, we got to get something started. We got to start playing again." And this is when he was working at Randy's right before I started, and I had just been in a motorcycle accident. I had my hand all
No shit.
messed up. That's
Wait,
actually
you have like pins and shit in your hand.
yeah,
I
pins in my
remember
hand.
that. A long time ago.
Took a bone out of my elbow, and my elbow bone. I've never been able to use that hand properly.
Yeah.
But I learned to do drums and that physical therapy, and that's where we started Tongue and Groove.
No piano though. Huh? Yeah, just ruined your piano career. Fucking motorcycles. Yeah. And so that what year was that? About
The motorcycle accident was about 98, 99.
been a hot minute then.
Yeah, it was shortly after that when Tongue and Groove started playing. I was still hurting and going through physical therapy when we first started playing. So.
Sorry, I'm digging some shit out here, guys. We keep this loose, by the way. Put up a second mic here because I'm just getting too much weird ass room reflection. Put a secondary mic on it. Bear with me here for a second. Let me. You guys can go to the chat. Come in and drop in and say hi. Shout out Edgar Milan. How you doing, brother? Again, you can call us at 806-853-7883. Talk to Shane Coleman. Let me see.
Hey guys, what's going on, man?
There we go. That's a little tighter. That's a little tighter. I know that Brent got on the comments earlier today, and I remember watching. What the hell was his band's name back then?
Brent Salisbury?
Yeah.
Let's see, man. He played with Cliff Schrag and them. He played with a lot of people. Was he with doing stuff with Strange Wisdom?
Yes. I remember that Cliff had a band called Thunderfoot or something like that. But I think that was with Kevin Fowler. Remember, Kevin Fowler used to play here in the local scene before he became a big country star. Fucking weird. Yeah. Shout out Elton, this boy right here.
Oh, hey, man. What's going on?
Elton Foley. Awesome fucking dude. He's got a band called Dude Man. He's been on the podcast a bunch of times. Punk as fuck, man. MC5. Those guys are awesome. You've got this like thing you do. You get up like crazy early in the morning. You go run and shit or something like that, and then you go to your regular dick job. And still at the same place? Still working at the same place? You don't have to say it on here, but
yeah, it's changed names and changed ownership and everything. I've become when Randy's Music closed down and everything. I left there and I started because I had a bunch of people that I knew in the RV industry, and I started over there at Jack Sizemore.
No shit.
Yeah, and we've had quite a few years. I think 15, 16 years now.
That is fucking insane. Yeah, you've been there as long as I can remember. I'm going to duplicate this scene right quick. Go images. Yeah. So I've got some music on here. that we've got from Eric's. He had a fucking like a band mix page. And let me see if I can find this stuff in here. Yeah. Check this out. So, if we get zucked, we shouldn't, because this is open license. It's not licensed. So, if Facebook shuts me down, Facebook can kiss my butt. But this is a song called "In Vain." This is one of this is one of Denton's tunes.
Mm-hmm.
He had, let me kick this up just a little bit here. And you can find this on band mix, I guess. But I found it from a Google search. This is this guitar playing motherfucker, man.
I love it.
The fucking Denton, man. I've known him since... God, I was 10 years old. I know I was 10 years old because he used to run around with my cousin Mark. Remember Mark?
Yep.
So they were in high school together at fucking Paladuro.
Mark could have played every instrument.
Yeah. Well, Mark is the one that got me interested in music for reals. You know, I mean, I played a little bit from the farm. I never made it this far. I think that's weird. And then he got me interested in the cello, and then he kind of got me interested in rock and roll. So Mark was kind of the kicking off point for me. I remember him and Eric ran around. I was 10, they were 17. That's how I've always known how old Mark is and how old Eric was, because they're exactly 7 years older than me.
You know, Eric's really the reason that I started playing drums instead of guitar.
No shit.
Yeah, we've got a big family history with a lot of guitar players in our family. We used to have reunions, and everybody would get their guitars out, and a lot of times it was old Western music or country music. Sometimes it was older rock and roll. It was not my genre of music for the most part, but Eric, of course, played my genre, and he was playing, you know, some electric guitar and stuff, and I was inspired.
Yeah.
When I was 9 years old, my dad took me to the music store, and he wanted to buy me a guitar, because my dad, of course, was a guitarist too, and I found this set of drums, and I was like, hey, man, what about the drums? And he's like, you don't want that little, you know, beat up piece of crap set of drums. You can have one of these really cool guitars, you know, and we'll get you an amp and we'll get you this. And I was like,
was this in Oklahoma?
Yeah.
No shit.
Wilson Music in Elk City. And then I ended up coming home with the drums, and it was history after that.
God be damned. Did you ever go to Blackie Foster? Remember Blackie's House of Strings?
Yeah.
Man, used to go to Blackie's. Those guys used to do bluegrass jams and shit on the weekends.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where I got like interested in bluegrass. My uncle used to go jam with Blackie way back in the day. God, I remember the shit hanging on the walls at Blackie's. I mean, there was like a Gibson double neck SG, you know, and I just remember that like, wow, that's a fucking $5,000 guitar now, you know, in just about any condition, and he probably had it hanging on the wall back, you know, for $349, you know, couldn't get rid of it, you know, just some of the amazing shit that he had on the wall. And then he had a tech that worked for him named Whitey, and I remember that Blackie and Whitey, and the old man Whitey would, you know, he helped organize the music, and he carried a fucking pistol on him, and he was like the first like crazy old man I ever met. There's been a bunch of them since then that carried a pistol on him way back in the day. And then Maggie Scales came around when she was a kid, you know, and now she's a fucking cop. She's the one that writes your ticket. Sorry to out you there, Maggie. I think everybody knows this by now, though.
Foster's was, when you're talking about back then and everything, of course, it was Billy's Band-Aid. Randy's was Billy's
that was over in
Band-Aid,
Hamlet, though.
Yeah, and I guess Randy Tupin, of course, had invested. His dad helped him out, and they got Randy's Music Mart, and then they moved over to Paramount.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that was ages and ages ago.
Man, so there was like right by Randy's, there's been like there was like Terminal State. What were some of the clubs that were over there? God, some of the nightclubs, man. I'm kind of farting out on it.
Those were my days. Went by in a blur. I can't even remember half the places that we played then. There were so many.
Remember Hot Rocks?
Yes.
Fucking Larry Lee used to work at Hot Rocks, and that was even before my time, man. But like, you know, I guess the first time I saw you guys, I saw a lot of bands around here, was over on 6th Street at Bangers. Bangers was the first bar I ever played in.
Right.
I was a kid, man, when Benji was working there.
Benji, that was the first bar I went in. The first time I tried to go in there, I was underage, and they wouldn't let me in.
Are you serious?
Remember Big Jeff that worked the door?
Yeah.
He was going, no, you can't do it. No, not in.
Big Jeff let me. So, I had an ID I had found, and we were playing there. I was like 13, 14. I was a kid. I was in a band with Carlos Holguin and Matt Thomas, and we sucked. Man, it was a fucking cover band called Whiskey Rilla or some shit like that, or just whiskey. I can't remember. Anyway, yeah, a bunch of young teenage kids talking about how much we love to drink and shit. And we got to play there, and I was the youngest one in the band. And it wasn't Jeff, it was Benji that asked me for my ID. And I showed him this one, and it was an expired ID of like a 78-year-old black guy. And I handed it to him, and he looked at it and looked at me, and he went, whatever.
That sounds like Benji.
That was fucking awesome.
Yeah, most of my musical influences and tastes kind of derived from going into bangers and seeing all those bands that were out there.
Yeah, like
I see you were playing Sticks and Stones.
yeah, that was
man.
So that tune we just heard was Rocket Ride. I'll probably stick links up to it on the cast later. Yeah. Was that one of your bands, or was that one of his bands?
No, that was one of his bands. Mike Kennedy played drums, man. He's a phenomenal drummer. One of my good friends, man. Shout out to Mike, man.
Shout out Mike. So is he here in town, or?
I talk to him on social media once in a while, but I don't know. You're talking to a guy that once went out with a girl when they said, where does she work? I was like, I don't know. You've been going out with her for 3 months. I don't ask those questions.
I respect her privacy, I'm not even sure she's a girl, really. I mean, not 100% on that one. What do we got going on here? All right. A few viewers. So, again, 806-853-7883 is the call-in line. We're going to go to one of our sponsors right quick. This is a little plug from Crush. Check it out. Maybe. And we're back. How's it going, guys? That was, I make commercials too. How about them apples? One of our shout out to Crush, one of our big sponsors here, 627 South Pope. Great food, great dining, Crush Bar and Grill. Also, shout out to Lit Arcade Bar. I know that we're gonna transition this here because I didn't have time to put something better than this over, but. Lit's at 701 South Pole, right across the street from Crush. And that is a great place to go check out some retro video games, pinball, get some great drink specials. Check out some of the artwork on the walls. The place is super clean, super cool. And it's definitely something different to do than sitting at home twiddling your damn thumbs, you chump. Anyway, enough about that. So let's talk about the benefit show. So that's the 13th.
The 13th, it's on a Sunday. Yeah. We're going to start about noon or 1, and I don't know how late we're going to go. We're probably going to go, planning on about 6 or 7, but I'm sure that we'll be there later. And even if we get enough people together that wants to, we might even have a little open jam there at the end of it. But,
nice.
But I've got quite a few bands.
Is there a cover?
There's going to be a $5 cover.
Mm-hmm. Donation.
All the donations are going towards the benefit. There's a lot of funeral expenses. There's a lot of stuff that we're trying to do for Eric. We're wanting to move him next to his mom, and doing quite a bit of this. And we've got some great prizes and some great stuff to raffle off and drawings. I've got a list of some of the bands here. And I know that they're doing the posters right now. She should have some of those posters up. I know my friend Tony, Tony 2 times, used to play with Tongue and Groove back at the Grizzly Bar and stuff. He's got a new band called Plan B, and they're pretty righteous, man. They'll be there. the Heathen and the Crow Show. We've got them coming, and I'm actually glad Heath that notified me. He really wanted to play that, and that's going to be a real good.
Who's this?
Heath has.
Heath.
Yeah, he has. It's Heathen and the Crow Show. I have to say that right because I messed it up so many times when I was typing it out. And I wanted to make sure they get it right for the poster and everything. Of course, I'm playing with Mustard. We're going to do a set. We're going to do some of our. He's got original songs. I say ours. They're Jack's songs. He's got a couple of original songs, and then we've got, some other Tool and some other stuff like that. We're probably going to try to throw in something that Tongue and Groove used to play.
Oh, nice.
Got J Trial, Jonathan Gildy with Touching Voodoo. Yeah, and Boss 420. Gabe. It's another band I used to play with. Gabe and Brent and them. I've spent many years with Boss 420.
I forgot about that. Yeah,
had some real fun times. We didn't mention that earlier on there. I noticed that wasn't one of the bands mentioned, but I was actually with them quite a while. And of course, a very fun band. They got a great following and stuff. They're going to be out there.
I ran into Gabe at Marshall's a couple weeks ago. Say hi to him. Yeah, man.
Oh, yeah, he's a great guy, great singer. I see him do solo acts and stuff too. So
guy's been around forever.
Shout out to Gabe, man. Gabe and Brent.
Fucking Brent. I think Loudmouth is going to play that one. So it's either going to be, I don't know if Parlo's in. I haven't heard back from Justin yet. But either way, I'm going to play it too. One form or another.
Get Loudmouth Lisa out there.
Yeah, they're
representing.
No idea what we're going to play yet or what we're going to do. We practice once a month anymore. But and, Jody, man. So Jody's doing the shirts. We're gonna have some killer shirts in there. Let me see if I can find that logo right quick. Images.
Oh yeah, that logo is something else, man.
Image slideshow. That's too big. Let's just go to the display captures.
I want to thank Kim Howell. She's organized getting these shirts. She's done a great job. There's several people involved with this. Larry Lee, Cody Downs. I mean, they're helping. That is a killer logo. That right there represents Eric.
Yeah, that is. Let me put that up on the screen there. So that's going to be the logo. Then there's going to be some stuff on the back. Now, what are they doing those for? Like, what the price on them is or something like that? They're going to make them available. It's going to be like $50 in the initial run, and then I think they're going to make them available online thereafter.
I don't see here where she had told me what the price is going to be. We'll find out though, and we'll post it up on the website for sure. Kim Whitfield is the one doing. She's doing a lot of the prizes and stuff too. There's two Kims involved, and I want to give a shout out to her definitely, man. She's working her tail end off, working her ass off.
I've talked to Kim a bunch the last couple of days because I'm working with Jody to get all these images and stuff.
And thanks to Jody, man.
Yeah,
haven't seen you in a while, brother. Another little story. It was Jody's drums that were set up in Eric's little jam room when I went over there and I first was trying to learn the drums and everything. Yeah. And of course, Jody was a badass drummer before I was really learning. Well, I was still learning and stuff like that. And I got to see him play a couple of times. And that was a little bit of, that veered me off of kind of this poppy rock stuff to some other stuff that he was doing. Yeah, he had the double bass and everything. And
Jody played in Six Gun Sally, didn't he? That was with Sean Hamilton and fucking AJ.
And Todd was singing.
Yeah, Todd. I forgot about Todd, man. Yeah.
I hadn't heard from him or anything about him in a while, but AJ is the only one I've seen. I've seen something posted on Sean or something every once in a while.
So Sean's got a band down in Houston called Crankcase, and he does. I think he's doing a bunch of. I don't know if he's doing graphic work for him or something. And it's hard rock band, pretty hard grinding rock band. He's still going. Man, I remember watching the Gulf War at Sean's house. Man, Sean, like when that shit went down, it's the first time we could see a war live on TV. And then he and I guess his wife at the time, Laura, lived up the street from me. And man, those guys had a killer band. I remember their practice house was over there on Line Avenue, where the Mac is now, and they had gigantic fucking PA stage, light rig. I mean, full blown. You could have just started charging admission at the door because they just had a full pro setup. It was insane, and I was like, holy shit, this is fucking amazing. Yeah,
I remember.
AJ was in Scratch for a long time after that, and it was so I got rid of my PA in there, so we just run floor monitors, and I run everything digital now. And the first guy that gave me the idea was AJ, and who was that old guy that used to sing for Scratch?
You talking about Bobby?
Bobby,
Bobby Moore.
Bobby fucking Moore, man. They just had wedges on the floor, and that's how they practiced in that little house. I'm like, fuck, that's a fucking brilliant idea.
Oh yeah.
It's like once you get over yourself, like these guys that practice with these fucking giant amps in a house, and then everyone's stone cold. Man, fucking, I've done it, dude. I've done it. Well, I gotta get louder than drums. Do you? I don't know. I mean, if you're good. I don't know, man.
Yeah, Larry Lee. That's why everybody has problems with their stage volume.
Yeah, because everybody's fucking stone cold deaf. Fucking shout out Larry Lee. I know Larry's doing. I think Flash Pro Sound's running sound on this thing.
Larry's done unmentionable stuff. I mean, he's been there since the very beginning. He's always, put the extra effort and been kind of the backbone. He's part of the backbone of the music scene here in Amarillo. I mean,
dude. Every older musician has at least one piece of equipment somewhere that says FPS on it. I've got 2 cabinets over there. They're empty now. But I went over to Jared Edwards' place the other day, checking his studio. He's got Larry's old A system, big fucking gigantic 40-channel Yamaha board, and that backbreaker case.
Yeah, heavy system.
Yeah, you used to have a box truck. Larry can move all the shit in a trailer now. He's got that line array that he flies it.
I know.
Yeah, it sounds awesome, and
some of that old stuff. I mean, it took 7 Oompa Loompas just to lift that mixer up.
It was awful, man. We used to go down to Lubbock, and he did sound for some of those Palladian shows, and I remember helping him set up. Like, God damn, what the fuck is this all about? It was just terrible. And now digital. Well, we've all got the digital thing. I mean, I run sound from an iPad half the time at Leftwoods. It's brilliant, man. It's just a better way to go. Sorry about the digression. I'm being an old guy at the moment. Kiss my butt.
Go down memory lane, man. There's a bunch of.
So you and Eric were really tight. I know that you mentioned on the phone y'all were supposed to start working on some new music. Well,
yeah, he'd been, he'd moved away, and then he'd come back and stuff, and he's always been involved with music and stuff. We've done little tinkering, we've had jams, we've done things back and forth, and it was always the plan to get something new together and rehearse and practice and get it down, maybe get some recordings. He was, doing original stuff, and then he was doing some...
What are you doing, custom guitars recently or something like that?
He'd been doing a lot of he used to build guitars back in Randy's days too.
Yeah.
I mean, he had a lot of background in it.
Yeah, man.
So he was really involved in that.
Well, that's a bummer, man. There's he's an old friend.
Yeah.
And
promised myself I wouldn't get choked up, man, and it's kind of tough sometimes, but especially he was playing, getting hotter and hotter, and just still in his prime. So there's a lot of people that loved Eric, man. We got a lot of support, and I've got a lot of messages from a lot of people.
How's Missy doing?
She's doing pretty good, man. I hope she's holding up pretty well. We've got me and Tony have been there for her, and all her friends, the Kims. Everybody's been there, and she's been shown a lot of love. She's a really good person, and we're trying to look after her. She's the one that we're getting this money for the funeral costs. I'm helping put on the funeral and everything, and of course our friend Tony.
Yeah.
And I call him Tony. A lot of people call him Anthony. He'll always be Tony 2 times to me now.
Yeah.
He was Anthony back in Drastic Measures days, but when he played with Tongue and Groovy, it was Tony 2 times.
Tony 2 times. It sounds like something you'd hear on Letterkenny. Tony 2 times.
How are you now?
Man, Drastic Measures. So I had known Eric for a while, and then
I've still got a Drastic Measures shirt.
Are you kidding me?
Yes.
Oh my God, dude.
I'm going to try to find it. I'm going to wear it at that
Dude,
benefit.
that would be so back in in my first original band days, I had a band called Plunger Accident, and Drastic Measures played at the skate park with us. And, you know, I'm a teenage kid, chip on my shoulder. I'm like, what the fuck does he know? You know, no, those guys fucking destroyed, man. They were so badass. That was like my first like local thrash band experience, you know, because they were a thrash band. You know, they were a hard metal band. They kind of stepped away. This was in the early '90s, and they kind of stepped away from the, you know, the glam and glitz a little bit. And he was that was a hard band, and they were fucking cool.
Yeah, and in this town, that was hard to come by right at that time too. And Mark Halford playing drums is a phenomenal drummer, man. Remember Mark Halford? Yeah, he's played with Drastic Measures with Tony and Eric, and I think he's up in, was he in Dallas now?
Mark, I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, I get to see him every once in a while on there, but on Facebook, on social media, I'll see him. But
what the fuck, man? God, there were so many crazy bands back then. Remember? Eddie Kunkel's band.
Oh yes,
I've got one of their little 7-inch things.
I haven't heard or seen anything from Eddie Kunkel in a long time.
I mean, you know he's passed away, right?
No, I didn't.
Oh yeah, he's been gone a long time actually, man. Like 10 years ago.
Somebody had mentioned something a while back, but I didn't know. That was when I was, you know, I wasn't at Randy's anymore when that happened, so it was a little bit out of the loop.
Man, that Randy's funeral was a bummer, man, because, you know, it was dead middle of the pandemic, man. There just wasn't a whole lot of people there, you know, and I mean that there should have been, that place should have been just wall to wall. You know, Randy did a lot for me, and you know he helped me out a lot.
Yes, and he was a really big part of the music scene.
Absolutely,
so
man.
Great.
And what was his?
He probably introduced more musicians to the music scene than anybody.
Man, and he was a killer keys player. You know, he had what wasn't the Texas Tornadoes? What were they called? The blues. What the blues twisters or some shit like that? Was it Steve Hathaway?
Was Jerry Thompson in there?
I don't know if Jerry was in that one or not. I don't remember. The fuck is Brandon at? Brandon, you need to be watching this right now. You know, I'm gonna call his ass. Hang on a second. You know what? We're gonna sidebar here for just a second. We'll call Brandon. Same phone number he's had for 20 years. See if he's busy.
Word up, homie.
Hey, what are you doing?
You mean this one side.
What?
What's going on, Brandon? What you up to, man?
I think he's working. He might be working. Give him a second. He'll jump back on. Well, Brandon, if you guys didn't know, hey, there you are. You there?
Yeah.
You're on the podcast right now. We're trying to unfuck our memories a little bit. What was the name of the band that Randy and Steve Hathaway are in? It was like a blues band.
Soulbreakers?
Soulbreakers.
Yeah.
Mighty, thank you.
What's going on, Brandon?
Hey, I've got Shane Coleman on the show tonight that you should be watching and calling in on, but you're probably working.
I should. I'm working currently. So yeah.
Well, I love you, brother.
How's that Denver weather today?
It's beautiful today.
Is it really? Yeah, it was here too.
It's a brief window of beautiful, but yes, it is beautiful.
Right on. Thank you for that interruption of the brain fart, because that was like killing me, and I was like, "Fucking Brandon will answer the phone. I'll give him a call right quick."
Happy to help, and I will see you probably in about a week.
Okay.
So,
We'll
see you there, B.
We'll keep the light on for you.
Indeed. Yep.
All right. Love you, man. See you.
Looking forward to it. Love you too. Bye.
Brandon Man, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to put a song on and take a short break because I need to refill my cocktail. Let me cue this up right quick. Where did it go? That's not it. Podcast images. Yeah, I've really got to streamline this. I'm going to pull up Rocket Ride right quick. And we're going to...
That's from Sticks and Stones as well.
Yeah, Sticks and Stones. And we're going to... And we'll be right back. Whew. A pain in the ass. Yeah. this is why I need a controller. I need someone to just lead it. But I mean,
yeah, if you had somebody focusing on that, then you could focus on what you're doing and stuff too.
I'm flying by the seat of my pants here.
We should have talked about it beforehand. That's another thing you might do is get to where you get to talk about it beforehand. I'm at a loss on some of that stuff. My memory's so freaking.
Oh, mine is too, dude. This is a conversation. I mean, that's all this is a conversation. And you know,
I was. Are we on the podcast?
Oh, oopsie. Yeah. It's funny. Had the game levels up.
Ah.
Yeah, we'll do the drink real quick.
All right. That somebody scratching at the door or somebody knocking on the door?
Chick!
Huh?
Chick!
Do I need to open the door? Hey, what's going on?
How's it going?
Good. How are you doing?
This is Shane.
Nice to meet you, Shane.
I've met you before, probably, but I don't go out that much, so I don't see everybody.
Shane is a teetotaler these days.
Well, that is right. Okay.
He was over for a while now. 40 years? Yeah.
That's kind of what helped me there. 5 years now. That's what helped me to lose a lot of weight.
Dude,
Yeah.
he lost so much fucking weight. Now
I
he's
still
got
got one of my fat pictures on my phone. I save it just to,
Yeah.
just to look at sometimes when I feel like I'm, getting in a rut.
All my crap is all here. I wonder why I can't put.
I've never thought of you as fat. I always thought of you as more of a Viking.
Well, get that one and make it 3 minutes. I bet. It's going pretty smoothly though. Now that I got the
Excellent.
fucking rig figured out here.
Well, that's awesome. Looks nice in here.
Nuker's in there.
You get somebody
He's kind of
doing all your studio and
Yeah.
doing all of that and everything.
Nuker's hating being in there right now. I gotta.
Is he loose?
I've dressed him a couple of times, but I don't know. He's gonna have to take a shit at some point, so got to get him used to the idea of using the fucking litter box.
Yeah. Poor kitty. You'll get ready to go back on?
Yeah.
All right, I'm out. I love y'all. See you
All right,
later.
love you, baby. Gonna fade out there. All right, and we're back. That was Sticks and Stones. That was called. What's that song called?
Rocket Ride.
Rocket Ride.
That was one of my favorite ones they did. They played it great. Had that kind of a Hendrixy feel to it,
Yeah, oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, Stone was weird in that, but yeah. Fuck Dent, man. He was definitely a shredder. That guy was a shredder guitar player, and he was all about the technique. He had a real, cool bluesy classical style.
Oh yeah.
Back in the day, man, that was guitar players. They kind of reached for the pinnacle. To try and achieve that level of greatness. Hell, I did it at one point, and now I'm just lucky to get through 4 bars.
Well, Eric was really, really good, and sometimes that's actually what kind of drove me to improve. I feel like when I first started with Tongue and Groove, I was kind of a Class B drummer. I was sloppy. There was a few little things I could always work on, but watching him perform and watching him play and stuff, and a lot of the stuff that he did was just seemed so advanced that I felt I had to up my game a little.
When you're surrounded by people that can do that stuff, man, it really does kind of just bring things to life a little bit, make you work a little harder. I played with some great guys, and at the end of those jams, I said, "Fuck, man, I need to fucking practice." Like I am rusty.
Oh yeah, if I have made a big mistake on stage, I'd get embarrassed, and that's all I'd think about that night. And then I wouldn't have to practice and practice until.
So you could never be in a band with James Brown. You know why? James Brown used to fucking, like, I don't know how the guy absorbed everything that was going on around him while he was dancing, but he knew every fucking bad note from every player on that stage, and he knew where it came from and when, and he could call them out, and he'd charge them $5 for every screw up out of their fucking band pay, like,
Which was a lot. At that time, yeah.
And you know, I think about that now. It's like, man, if I got docked $5 for every screw up I'd have, I'd end up owning the bar, you know?
Yeah.
It's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, there's a movie, Get On Up, about James Brown.
Yeah.
It's a fantastic movie, man.
I have not seen that.
Yeah, definitely.
Get on up. I can't play it. I dare. I'm even kind of scared to sing it because right now we're 40 minutes in. I haven't gotten zucked yet. I need to make a little bam. You got zucked. You know, a little graphic image. 806-853-7883 is the call-in number. Brent, I don't know if is Salisbury watching. Brent, if you're out there, give us a call. Tell us hi. 806-853-7883. That is in the chat if you want to see the number. I'll dump that in there again. Fucking Jack Mustard. God, it's just been... This year's been rough, dude. I mean, like, we've lost so many friends around here, you know.
And recently, it seems like there was about 4, people that just recently young and unexpected. It's not... since COVID hit, everything has been kind of dying down, but there's been, still some music going out there and everything. So
the dyings have been dying down. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh shit, dude! I lost my mom during COVID. It wasn't because of COVID, but it was during that time, man, when all this other shit was going on. Man, just after a while. I mean, at what point do you become so jaded to it anymore? It's like I fucking hate going to funerals now, man. I mean, nobody likes to go to a funeral. If you do, you're kind of fucked up. But I mean, but they make the effort. And like, I don't know, man. I just have a hard time dragging my ass out anymore. It's just too depressing. Fucking, Brian Todd, Brandon Todd's dad passed away this week too. Shout out Brandon, man. I love you, dude.
Yeah. Love you much, man.
Yeah.
Haven't seen Brandon in a while, man. I miss him.
Yeah, he's still plugging away. He's still, writing songs. He's still doing it, man. And yeah, Brian's in pretty rough health, and so like I guess they're having a memorial service, and they're having a fucking after party afterwards, something like that, something crazy like that, because that's what Brian would have wanted, and that honestly makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Some of the stories I heard.
Well,
you can't wear that shit out, Brandon. I'm not going to elaborate on air on what that story's about, but Brian had some hell of stories, man. Fucking Eric. So when Eric and Mark were hanging out at that house we had in Louisiana, they used to give my grandmother so much shit. My grandma Paige, she's been fucking dead since like 85. This was like right before she died. And they were 17-year-old kids. And I'll never forget Eric and Mark just kind of slunking around the house going, don't respect. So they were making the fucking joke about Rodney Dangerfield's no respect, because my grandmother had said something like, "You boy ain't got no respect," and they were like, "No respect, no respect, no." That's what they did. And I'll never fucking forget it, man. And Eric Denton is the one that taught me the phrase "eat a root," which got me lots of detention in the 3rd grade. Eat a root.
Eat a root.
Eat a root.
That's got to be on a shirt or something somewhere now.
Yeah.
Bring that back.
And you say that, yeah, no shit, right? You say someone eat a root, they're like, what? Yeah, eat the fucking root. Yeah.
Now you get it.
Now you get it. Oh, so that's the 13th. It's going to start about noon. It's a $5 cover. That's at Hoots Pub.
Yeah, Casey Berry. I got to give Casey a shout out.
Got to give Casey a shout out. I wished he would call in.
He's so close to me and Eric. He was a part of Randy's. He was a part of all of the families.
Oh, dude.
And I mean, he's kind of he's kind of one of those guys that's a big deal with the music scene here too. He's part of that backbone.
Oh yeah, Hoots Pub 2424 Hobbs.
Love you, Casey.
Shout out Casey, man. Hell, he and Slater gave me a bunch of breaks. You know, man, those guys got us in front of like Reverend Horton Heat and Texas Hippie Coalition. We got some like really cool opening gigs, and that was all Casey and Slater. So,
Yeah, Slater done a lot for us too. When we were in Tongue and Groove, he helped us a bunch. There's a bunch of it. Him, Larry Lee. There was a few other people and stuff, but we did a lot of national acts. We got to open up Union Underground. We did a show with Saigon Kick. We had a show with Quiet Riot, which
no shit.
Yeah, we. I don't remember who it was that started it, but we almost got into a fight with them, and I remember Shane Edmonds and Sean Welch was our roadies / bouncers, and I know there was a bunch of shit that went on backstage, and we won't get into it. But
yeah. Shout out Postman. Hey, dude. It's Chris Post.
Ah, Chris.
The Postman.
The Postman, man.
What are you up to,
Love
dude?
you, brother. I'd give you a hug if you were here, man. It's always good to hear from you.
Postman, give us a call if you're watching. 806-853-7883. Let's get on the air for a little bit if you want to, just be on the live cast. I want to give a shout out to Ed Maxwell. So at this show, there is a silent auction with a lot of badass items. One of which is a gorgeous teardrop blue Alex Skolnick ESP that Ed bought from me a couple of years ago, and then he is putting it in the silent auction. And this guitar is insane. It's so beautiful. It's an ESP set neck with a Floyd, gorgeous out like the alligator skin looking case. Absolutely gorgeous guitar, and that's going to be in the among the items. Do you know of anything else like artwork or anything like that? Or
yeah, we've got our good buddy Chad. I don't know if I have a picture. I don't know if you could even see it on there.
Chad?
Yeah. Hang on one second here. Let's see if I got this picture in here. His name is Chad Moore. He's been a friend of the band. He used to be my friend back in the Sound Warehouse days. Mm-hmm. I mean, he's always been in the music. Let me see here. Not gonna find it. But there's a guitar that he had gotten, and this
really,
yeah, it's an Ibanez.
Oh.
Call from Postman. One. To send a voicemail.
There we go.
Postman.
What you up to, Postman?
Hey guys, how's it going?
What are you up to, brother? Holy shit!
Very little.
It's great to hear from you. I would have recognized that laugh even if I didn't know it was you, man. I love you, brother.
I can't get away from it.
Don't worry, I've had the same thing said about mine.
Yeah, long time no see, guys. How y'all been?
Good, man.
Good, dude. Still on this side of the dirt. That's all I can really say a lot of times. Fuck,
Right.
dude.
Right.
Are you gonna make it to the tribute show?
Absolutely. Yeah, I wouldn't miss it for the world.
Yeah,
Fucking
so
A, dude.
see you there on the 13th, man. I'm looking forward to seeing you, Chris. Definitely.
Yeah, I'll definitely be there. I know it's been a long time, Shane. It's been too long.
Yeah, you feel like getting up and maybe singing a song?
Yeah, I guess if y'all want me to, sure, I'd be flattered.
I bet we could get something there. There's an awful lot of songs that you know, so.
There'd be a bunch of old schoolers there. This needs to happen. I'm supposed to do sound for some rap band like later that night, but not till like 9 o'clock. So for the listening audience, the Postman here has been in many local bands as well. Hinged is the first one that comes to mind. He's written a book.
Yeah,
Yeah, Poster's written a fucking book. He's done all kinds of shit involved in the music scene, man. And so it's good to hear from you, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Don't shit.
Yeah, man. Like I said, it's great to hear from you guys too. I follow everybody on Facebook and everything because I don't get out that much. But we started playing again last year and looking forward to getting back into the music scene a little bit more as time goes on. Having a lot of fun again. So
You know what?
Looking forward to that.
Back up on stage again.
Let's talk about that for a second. So you've got another band now?
Yeah, I got a band called Relic now.
Okay, I have seen that. I have seen that on the interwebs there. So what's the scoop with that?
Randy Stassi, a guy I played with back in 1991 in a little bitty podunk band called Eruption, reached out to me in 2020, March of 2020, and asked me if I'd be interested in writing on a piece with him. And it just kind of avalanched from there because, I've been out of it since Hinge broke up in 2005. I haven't been in anything. I kind of, went away, and it just kind of avalanched from there, and we ended up writing an entire album in 5 months, and we released that last June. It was called The Darker Side of Reason.
Oh, wow.
Is that on Spotify?
Yeah, it's on Spotify. It's on YouTube. It's all over everything. We released we did a full length music video. We did everything. I can't believe you hadn't seen all this stuff.
Motherfucker, why not seen any of that, dude? What? God damn, you gotta tag me in this stuff, dude. So like, I'm trying to keep up with the entire music scene in Amarillo, and some shit fucking falls through the cracks.
Hey, I understand. Believe me, I understand. But yeah, actually, if you go to Relic the Band is the Facebook page, or you can go to relic-band.com and you can see everything there. That'll catch you up in a heartbeat. Just go out there and check it out because you can link through our website to the YouTube page, the Facebook page, Spotify, Apple Music, everything. But yeah, we released a full album.
Oh, there it is, right there. Yeah.
We've been having a lot of fun.
I can't play the music because.
There we go.
Okay, that's about all I can play because Facebook will zuck me, but I will definitely link it, when we're all said and done. That's fucking bad. So who's in that band?
It's me, Randy Stassi, James Archer. Y'all know James Archer. He's been coming
Shout out Archer, fucking A.
Yeah, and
James.
Mike Perez is on drums.
Who's that?
Randy Stassi, Mike Perez is on drums. Randy Stassi's playing guitar, and James Archer's playing bass.
Yes, 4-piece.
Yeah, I went to high school with James.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Clinton, Oklahoma. He's the other Clinton. He's the other out of the two Clintonites here in Amarillo. He's the other one.
Clinton era, man. I tell you what, blue dress guys.
Back to the topic at hand. Just God bless, Shane. God bless you and your family. God bless Eric and everything. I met Eric in 1987.
Oh.
He came to my 16th birthday party. Doug Irwin. Y'all remember Doug Irwin? He played
I
in
know that.
Strange Wisdom.
Yes.
Played with Brett
Yeah,
Salisbury.
okay, so
played with
Salisbury,
Brett
yeah.
Salisbury and all those guys. Doug Irwin brought him to my 16th birthday party. Had a big jam session. I was in a crappy little band called 13th Luck, my first band, and Eric showed up and just made everybody look stupid because he was so much better than all of us put together. That's what started my friendship with Eric, and I actually had the pleasure of playing with him in Drastic Measures the last year Drastic Measures performed.
Oh, yeah.
No shit.
They brought me in, and I got to play. You mentioned the skate park earlier.
Oh yeah.
I remember falling off of the ramp at the skate park with the show we did there.
That's awesome.
And I had the joy of playing with him and Tony. Two of the hands down the best musicians I ever had the honor of taking the stage with, both of them. So, I got a chance to see Tony's new band, Plan B. Everybody's gonna love them. They're a really good band. They play all kinds of stuff. They play all kinds of music. They were rocking some Police the last time I went out and saw them. I love the Police and stuff like that. You know me, I'm a hard rocker. I sing the heavy stuff and everything, but I still love to listen to all kinds of music. So they really have a lot of really good stuff. And Anthony hasn't lost a step. He's still an amazing bass player. So I'm looking forward to seeing those guys out there and everybody else, and especially catching up with you, Shane, and everything. I know it's been a long time, brother.
Oh, definitely, man.
Yeah, dude.
We'll have to do a lot of catching up, man. We see each other just on Facebook or social media sometimes, but I'm going to make it a point to get out more often too, and hopefully y'all will be playing, and I'll have my thing playing, and we'll come see each other.
As much as I bitch about Facebook, I'm thankful for it because it does give us a weird ability to keep up with each other. And so, like, Now all of a sudden, it's the burden. The burden of responsibility falls on us because we can keep up. Back in the old days, if you lost touch with somebody, that's just kind of how it was. You didn't have cell phones and internet and all that other shit. It's like you may or may not run back into that person. And now, we're all interconnected, and there's really no reason not to keep up with someone. And it really ferrets out what's important to you. It's fucked up. Yeah, man.
Yeah, I love being able to keep up with everybody and everything. And I didn't even really get back onto Facebook until here recently, and now I've got a page and still trying to figure it all out and doing the YouTube and everything. But it's been fun. I've been enjoying it. So it's good to be back in the music scene after being away for so long. I missed it a lot. But it's good to be back.
Speaking from experience, don't write a song about Facebook that's somewhat disparaging, because they will super shut you down. By the way, I've done this, and I got zucked really hard about 18 months ago. It was a pretty rough deal. But having said that, yeah. If you're gonna bitch about the man, don't bitch about that man. not on his platform anyway.
They're probably listening to you right now.
Yeah. Oh, they are super listening right now. Zuck is probably going. And then a circuit is going to read in his Android brain is going to tell him he's got bigger fish to fry. I've got billions to make other than worrying about this guy. But let's just shut him down anyway.
Right.
Oh, shout out Jeff House. Eric was super talented, always smiled. Fuck yeah, dude.
Oh yeah.
Jumping on the chat here.
Well, I'll let you guys get back to chatting and talking to somebody else more important than me. So I'll see y'all on the
Postman, you're an important motherfucker.
It is great to hear from you.
It is good to hear from you, my friend.
I love you, brother.
Love you, buddy.
Love y'all too. Great to hear from y'all too. Take care, man.
See you, buddy. Later, man.
Bye-bye.
That was Chris Postman. Fucking hey, dude. See, that's the fun thing about doing shit like this, man. It's just, using the internet. We're using the internet.
Connecting, I know. Yeah. And it's, great communication tool, but it's also a lot of fun, man. And right now I feel a lot more positive about going out and doing some shows and start playing again. And
if you shut in too long, yeah, man, you can develop a lot of doubts, dude. But I don't know, man. What can I say? I mean, this is something that we just do. This is something we just do. We can't help it. We have to create. We have to get out there. We have to fucking, open our tail feathers up a little bit and expose our plumage, because this is just kind of how we are.
That's true.
There's a bit of narcissism involved. I can't help it. Every performer, aside from the guys that just do this in their bedroom and they never want to get out, there's a certain amount of gold star banana sticker type thing that
it's kind of an addiction.
It is. It's a super addiction, man. I never got into drugs. Never. Sorry, I just never. And as far as like, who do we got coming in here?
Call from
Who's it?
press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
Amarillo Rocks. Who we got here?
This is Peter Tork from the Monkeys.
Peter Tork. Holy
Hey,
shit!
what's going on,
I
man?
thought you've been dead for 16 years.
Well, life's rough for all of us lately. But I'm back, baby. I'm back.
Had to come back, man.
This is Jefferson, man.
Oh, hey, Jeff. What the fuck, dude? How you doing?
Well, I never know. And won't do any good to ask anybody else either, because they certainly won't know.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this is my friend Jefferson Douglas, longtime Amarillo local and rock and roll icon here.
Yeah, man.
Recently out of eye surgery, I guess. What fucking happened there?
Oh, man. Well, yeah, it's been a long time coming. I had a problem with my eyelid, and I couldn't get any insurance or any help, anything, because it was cosmetic surgery. And so I finally got it done, and now I just got to wait and see if my corneas heal. It's going to take a few months to see if they heal or if I need
No
corneas
shit.
too.
Man, see, I didn't know you were doing the eye thing. I keep up with you, but I hadn't seen you in a little while, man. It's been a minute.
We haven't seen you either. But sorry, Jeff. Yeah, that was it.
Oh,
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. No, it's it was a horrible surgery. They don't give you any drugs anymore.
Not even.
Send you home send you home, they tell you to go buy Tylenol. So.
Oh, far out.
Pretty extreme. But anyway, it's over with. So, wow.
Brutal.
Wow.
What the fuck you got going on, man?
Well, I'm going to talk about Eric from a totally different angle.
Well, let's hear it, dude.
Because I only knew Eric through his various jobs. And let me tell you what, man, I like that guy a lot. He was always cool to me. He always greeted me with this kind of little shit-eating grin. especially if he had something cool to show me, like a new guitar or amp or something, because he'd have this little grin like, oh,
yep,
been waiting for you to come in, and then he'd bust something out or whatever, and we talked forever. And actually, he was kind of a blessing and a curse when he was working at the pawn shop, because he way overloaned me on everything that I took in there.
I forgot he worked at the fucking pawn shop, dude. I forgot about that.
I did too.
Fucking Cody Downs did too. I forgot about that shit. Yeah.
It's probably the reason that Easy Pawn has changed all their rules now.
Yeah.
Because he was as liberal with other customers as he was to me, and but he was real good to me and everything. And of course, I couldn't afford to get anything back out because he overloaned me on it. Well, he didn't overloan me. I put good stuff in there, and he knew he knew that they'd get their money out of it because he was smart.
But it doesn't fit the pawn shop formula, though. The pawn shop formula is to give you nothing and expect everything.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's just that's just a big scam. It's like payday loans. It's not as bad as payday loans, but if you don't know, if you don't have a good reputation, or not reputation, if you don't have a good relationship with the pawnbrokers, then you're pretty well screwed. If you kind of know them, and they'll hold stuff back for you, even if it's you missed the date and stuff. I mean, it can be an okay thing.
You build a relationship with them, and they kind of do you right better than they would just Johnny that walks in off the street.
It's not good. It's not a good way to do business,
It's still kind of a form of predatory lending, though. I mean, let's be honest.
Oh yeah, I lost them. I lost all those cars I had and all that crap and everything, and luckily now I can make better recordings on my iPhone than I could with.
Isn't that fucking ridiculous?
$20,000 worth of equipment that I at least had.
Guys, Jeff. So you still have is it a SoundCloud page? What? Where have you got all this stuff hosted at?
Oh, it's on SoundCloud. I mean, and really that stuff is. I mean, it's there for anybody to listen to, but that stuff is. I just need a place to store it stuff, really.
Yeah. Oh, I get it. Yeah.
It's not. Everybody will say this. It's not mastered. It's. I mean, I do my own kind of poor man's mastering, but the drives me crazy because I can't get the levels the same from song to song. That's what you pay, a master lab to do for you. Normalize
Somebody that's
everything.
rehearsed in it.
And I can't do that, and so some things are louder than others and everything. But
you're still creating, you're still putting it out there, and you're not one of those schlubs that just sits in his fucking chair and says, "Oh man, I should record something." It doesn't fucking do anything with it, So shout out to it. And your stuff's fucking crazy cool, Jeff. You've got some fucking cool shit out there.
Man, I kind of hinted to you the other day that something big's brewing for me, and it's like way bigger than anything I could have ever imagined. It was just kind of an accident.
Well, I saw that thing, yeah.
I can't talk about it because there's lots of legalities. There's lots of I've got somebody getting all my legals in order and all that stuff and everything to protect me and us and whatnot. But it's crazy. It's going to put me on the map as a songwriter.
That's
awesome,
well,
man.
dude. You fucking deserve that shit because it is about goddamn time that you.
I've been doing it long enough. I'll just say that. I mean, I should be better, but you never know. You can't separate yourself from your work. Everybody knows that.
You just keep on doing it, man. I can't wait for it, man.
Life happens, dude. Life happens.
I got a question for you.
Go ahead.
You still have your tennis racket?
No.
No shit.
We've played tennis before.
Are you serious?
Yeah, we had fun, man. It was,
An easy pond on next to Drug Emporium. They probably sold it a long time ago, but they ended up, I'm sure.
That's funny, man.
They ended up with everything I owned. But remember that cool recumbent bike I had?
Yeah.
They ended up with that.
oh man.
It just, I don't want to talk about that.
That's funny.
I got a couple of guitars now and an iPhone. I'm good.
Yeah, that's right.
So, easy living.
No,
You know-
but I was sure sad that he got a better Eric. I mean, I
Man, I
don't know
know.
anything about. I don't know anything about it. I knew he had been in poor health. I don't know anything about it. I just know that I sure did. I was fond of Eric, really fond of it.
Yeah, no, me too,
And
man.
he was just always super nice to me. Didn't have to be, but we talked about all kinds of things, music related usually and everything. But he was just one of my favorite people around.
Yeah.
And I really, really hated to hear that. And I always, I don't know, I may not be the only one, but I always thought he looked kind of like Snoop Dogg. I mean,
Oh,
he
he
hated
fucking
that.
hates that. I know.
Oh yes, he hated that.
oh, okay, well, so I'm not the only one.
There's been several
Oh, no.
times I used to walk into Randy's and he'd look at me and go, "Don't say
Don't
it."
say it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Fucking-
yeah, well, that's not a bad thing at all. But I mean, Snoop's one of the coolest guys that ever lived. So, that's a compliment as far as I'm concerned. But, he's just a great guy, and it's not.
Yeah, there's been so many times I laughed so hard. He was funny, had a sense of humor, and I don't know. There's times I cracked up so hard that I literally thought I was gonna die. I got choked up, and I couldn't even.
Yeah.
And some of the stuff, it's.
Did you pee your pants?
I got pretty darn close some of those times, man. But it was funny. I don't even know. There's some funny situations, and I don't even want to say them because they were so dank. I don't want to say. We'll wait till we get some close friends together, and then we'll tell some of the stories.
We all have to. We're all kind of cut from the same cloth. We have a way that we talk when we're together that we don't want anybody else to necessarily know about.
Go out to the benefit, and we'll tell some stories, man.
So that benefit's gonna be a pretty wild day, Jeff. There's gonna be a lot of old schoolers there.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of guys that have been in the scene. A lot of us that have known Eric for a bajillion years. It's gonna be it's gonna be a really good time, man. I hope we can see you out there.
Yeah, I'll certainly think about it. I mean, I'd sure like to pay tribute to him any way that I could, but get me out of the house is like.
Yeah. You know what? Just instead of going home after church, just come on Hoots.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shout out to Chris.
Yeah.
I'll just bring the congregation with me.
Bring the congregation. Shout out Chris Essery. Sorry, Chris is jumping on the chat here. Fuck yeah, man.
Everybody, let's go bring up with Hoots.
That's right, man.
So that is March 13th. Hoots Pub. What, noon? 1 o'clock? When we gonna start?
We'll start about noon.
Start at noon.
Yeah.
Okay. $5 donation. We're trying to help. Cover Eric's expenses. It's going to be a silent auction. It's going to be fucking shitload of live music. It's going to be a good time. It's going to be a beautiful day, and it's going to be a good way to honor our friend.
It'll be good to get together with all these musicians that have something in common.
Yeah.
With Eric
And everybody knows that music is better when it comes in a shitload.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, tell that to these metal guys, I think someone did tell that to these metal guys. Every time I do a metal show, I'm doing sound, there's 6 bands with, 15-minute long sets. We came from Schenectady to do 15 minutes in Amarillo, Texas. Far out, man.
for $12. Yeah.
That's like 30 songs.
Yeah.
It's like when I finally got to see the Ramones, they played I don't forget half these songs they played, but their set was over 45 minutes, and I swear I heard 60 songs.
Dude, that Loudmouth did a Misfits tribute a couple of Halloweens ago, and the Misfits tribute we did. We did 38 songs, and it was, I mean, the reality of it was 38 songs, and it was like an hour and 10 minutes. I'm not even fucking kidding. Yeah. It was just one, it was ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't know if you remember this at Brewster's. They wanted us for one New Year's Eve, or maybe it was a pre-Christmas party, but it was around that time of the year. They wanted Tongue and Groove to do a Van Halen tribute. And there's probably quite a few people remember that. We learned 30 Van Halen songs in probably 16 days.
Wow.
Yeah, and it was. Of course, Randy's got the voice for it. And he has that real David Lee Roth edge, and it sounded...
And the fucking David Lee Roth vibe, let's just be honest here.
Yeah. But we pulled it off, old and new Van Halen, and did that, and that's all he wanted us to play. I just remember at the end of the night, I was like, I must have faked it through half of that. It's like, I listened to Van Halen all the time whenever I'm in my youth, because I wouldn't have remembered half of that shit that was on those songs.
We did, Loudmouth did this little tribute show back in December, and we did one Van Halen, we did Running with the Devil, and so my voice does not do this falsetto thing, right?
Yeah.
So I got on the David Lee Roth soundboard, downloaded all the sounds, and I had a feed from my phone fed into the mixer, and so for all the little I just hit a button. It was fucking hilarious, man.
Have your little soundboard ready.
Yeah, I would sing the song and then feed all the little David Lee Rothisms, on top of it. It was fucking hilarious. And then I started throwing them into other songs.
I guess you guys have heard the isolated vocal track for Running with the Devil.
Oh yeah, that's where the sounds came from. Yeah.
Did you mouth the words when you did it too, so it looked like you were singing it?
Oh no.
Oh.
No. That was the funny part. It was clearly me holding a phone, going God damn it, baby! I ain't lying to you. I'm gonna tell you one time. Yeah.
All these little grunts and stuff in between, and all that stuff that you don't really hear in the song, but he was doing it. And then when the slide whistle comes in, I just lost it. I fell on the floor laughing.
Yeah.
Whenever you hear that straight slide whistle just come in, because I don't even remember hearing the song really. I mean, but
I got rid of that. That's fun.
One thing I was going to say is about Eric. I went into Randy's one day, and he was sitting there behind the counter just holding the guitar, like often did, just messing around with it.
Yeah.
And he was sitting there playing just casually while he was talking to people and looking around and seeing what people were doing. He was playing the solo from Bohemian Rhapsody, and just note for note, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy. Fuck that talent.
I was just like, it's like, I forgot what I went in there for. I think I went in there for some strings or something. He's like, what can I help you with, buddy? And I'm like, yeah, I gotta go.
Yeah, no shit, right? If I'd have seen something like that, I'm like, I came in here for something. Never mind. I'm just gonna sell all my gear while I'm here because fuck you.
Exactly. Exactly. I don't know. I gotta go have a yard sale. He's doing it so casually,
Oh yeah.
Of course, I'm sure he rehearsed that for hours and hours on end.
Just for that moment, dude. He did it just for that moment because he knew you were gonna walk in there and you go.
I think I was there. I think he said, "Here comes Jeff. Hang on a second. I'm going to do this real quick." Picked up a guitar. And actually, we did that. Dream Theater redid a medley, and it included that.
Oh, serious?
Part of being Bohemian Rhapsody, I believe. So I bet you he had learned it, and then he just plays and plays and plays and plays and walked everywhere with that dang guitar. So I mean, naturally you gotta.
I don't have that discipline. I mean, I kind of learn something and I move on to something else.
He always struck me as the Eddie Van Halen. So some of the lore with Eddie Van Halen was that when especially when he was married to Valerie and had the kids, that he would just walk around the house with a guitar strapped to him. He would smoke a cigarette and cook breakfast with a guitar strapped to his waist. And, while the eggs were frying,
Answer the door.
Flip the eggs and go shit.
What is the saying about? What is it? 10,000 hours that you have to put into anything to become great, unless you're like a prodigy or you're like a savant or something. you've got, I think it's 10,000 hours. I may be way off on
I've heard that. I've heard that.
But whether it's medical, whether it's being a doctor, whether it's being a concert cellist or whatever, 10,000 hours is what you have to put in to be great.
Well, I got to tell you, Jeff, I've got 10,000 hours in, and I must have 10,000 hours in of being absolutely mediocre. So that is what I'm great at, is being mediocre.
I think those 10,000 hours are just practice.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, most years, I'm guessing most years is playing. I think we're talking about 10,000 hours of training.
Oh my God. Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
So, but I'm like you. I've got that much time in, but I've never sat down and
Yeah.
just, hammered something into my brain or whatever. I get too bored and I want to write another song.
I'm definitely not going to be a TikTok superhero anytime soon. On guitar anyway.
I saw you twerking on there the other day. Come on.
Well, I got moves. I mean, you have to evolve with this shit. Well, fucking hey, Jeff, man. I'm glad you called in, bro. I've got another call. I think. Never mind, they hung up. No, we're cool. They hung up.
Oh, well, I got nothing to do, so what do you want to talk about now?
Well, you look kind of Ukrainian. What's going on with those guys? Yeah, that's another thing. Living in Bomb City, because that's a term that I fucking hate. But here we are, reliving the Cold War. Remember back in the day? Oh yeah, in the event of an attack, get under your desk. What the fuck is it? They're gonna hit Pantex. There's no getting under the desk. All right, there's standing outside the building and waiting for the orange light. That's it. That's
right. Well, whatever. I mean, the initial wave of radiation is so wide that it will just pulverize. I mean, it will just disintegrate.
Dude, here
for miles.
Here in Amarillo, we'll never see the radiation because the initial concussion will destroy everything within 100 fucking miles. So, in a circle. So,
That's good news.
Cheerful.
From music to Armageddon.
Yes.
What about baseball? Baseball's about to start up.
Yeah.
You got me all happy now. No, that's we used to live with that dread. Kind of what if? Kind of, it's
Oh, dude,
now I don't want to be like a tree hugger or anything like this, but COVID was bad, and I'm not going to downplay it at all. I'm not an anti-masker or anything like that. COVID was bad. I mean, things are bad. War's bad. But Mother Nature's going to get us.
Oh, yeah, no shit. That's
just the way it is, man. We're still around.
Humankind is due for a scrubbing.
Yeah, we're gonna burn. We're gonna blow away. We're gonna drown. And that's the way it is. That's the way it's shaping up every year to be more and more. And so, it's what are you gonna do?
Enjoy this early spring, guys. Find a belief system that makes you comfortable with dying, because it's going to happen. Probably sooner than you want it to.
According to my doomsday watch, we got about a month and a half.
Oh, good to know. Maybe I won't pay rent.
Well, I'm glad I could call in and kind of
set the mood, man.
Yeah. Thanks.
It's good to hear from you, though.
Always happy.
Well, I thought, I know both of those guys, and that's pretty rare. So, and I knew Eric, and like I said, I didn't know him like you guys knew him, but just from what I knew of him, I'm sure he had his warts, and I'm sure he had his stuff and everything, but not to me. To me, he was always just a super great, kind of quiet guy, but just never made me feel like I was bothering him or taking him.
Yeah, man. So, fucking A.
Yeah.
And I hate it. I hate it for him, and I hate it for everybody.
Missy,
So, you guys keep on rocking on, and do your thing, and I'll get off of here.
We love you, man. I hope we can see you on the 13th, Jeff.
Okay, we'll see what's going on.
And you know what? Your fucking weird ass needs to come do my podcast. Like,
Nobody knows who I am. Nobody knows who I am.
But you know, release this stuff. And
I know better.
We'll push it.
Yeah. Her Catholic tastes.
Yeah, I can't really release it yet. I'm getting. I told you there's some legalities
Yeah.
and stuff, but we're getting close to where I can,
Will you let me know when you can fucking fly, fan the flames on that thing, and I will push that shit as hard as I can from my end.
Oh, appreciate it, man. Yeah, anything will help. I mean, this is, like I said, it's going to be a big deal, and I had nothing to do with it. Other than once I found out about it, I started contributing as best as I could.
Yeah.
And there's some pretty big names that are going to do some of my songs, and that's I already said too much. I wasted too much. So anyway.
That's cool, man. No. You haven't given anything away. This isn't fucked. We're good.
It can still fall apart, just like anything else. But
Yeah.
some of the songs are already done. So, and
Nice.
most of them are partially done. So it doesn't seem like it's going to. It seems like it's going to work out. So I don't know how making money in music anymore. So money's not the big object for me or goal out of it. It's just it'll put me on the map as a songwriter.
Yeah.
And
It's the
maybe
art
that's something
of the music.
It's maybe stuff that I can do for pretty much the rest of my life is pitch songs.
Yeah, dude, that's fucking great.
There's 2 or 3 of these I wrote specifically brand new for the people that are involved and they love them. So
That's fucking cool, man.
working out good. So, but God bless you guys and love you and keep doing what you're doing and love Derek and man, just keep on keeping on.
You
All
too,
right, man.
brother.
Love you, brother.
Love you, man.
We'll see.
Thank you for calling. See you, buddy. Fucking Jeff, man. Holy shit. So, yeah, man. He's got some cool stuff coming up the pipe. Fucking cool about that. I'm glad he called in.
Oh yeah. I hadn't heard from him in a while. I talked again, social media, but
Yeah.
I got to see some of these people in person. I might not even recognize them anymore.
He came into his wife came into Lit a few months ago. Shot shit, had a couple beers, and played some pinball. It was cool to hang out with those guys.
Oh yeah.
Shout out Mr. Nathan Taylor,
I saw it.
formerly of Hinged. I see you. You're supposed to do my podcast whenever you're in town again, Mr. Taylor.
Yeah, I used to be quite the rock and roller. I see him.
Yeah.
I see him in a lot of cowboy duds now.
Yeah, he's a mustache farmer now.
Yeah.
So Nathan and I we played a show for Dan Johnson and the Salt Cedar Rebels. I was playing bass, and Nate was playing guitar. Nate? Did I just call him Nate? Nathan was playing guitar.
It's Nate now.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Nasty Nate. Anyway, and we were in the Rialto Theater in, I can't remember, some little town outside of Dallas, not Denton. I can't remember what town it was in. And they had full promo. They put us in a hotel, green room access, full buffet, radio promo spots, radio interviews. We did all of this shit. This was in like 2016. And we had played this theater. We rehearsed this theater. Got out and played to 6 screaming fans. Apparently, it was the first concert in a new concert series that they were going to be doing. And so we just had a lot of fucking fun with it. And then we played the Choctaw Casino after that.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun. Yeah.
Well, you get those sometimes, but
That
you
Choctaw
still
Casino was
play
a
it.
wild gig.
Yeah.
But fucking Dan and Dan Fox played, so that was like on this little mini tour, and so like that was the 2nd or 3rd of January, and so we played. So it was Fox on lead, Gray on drum. What the fuck is his name? And me on bass, Dan on acoustic, Maggie played keys and sang. And we played the American Airlines Center. Like, we opened the Stars, exhibition game for New Year's Eve. It was like 18,000 people. Fucking crazy.
Oh.
Biggest gig I've ever played in my life. Fucking insane. Like, if I hit a bad note on the bass, you knew it because you felt it. You felt that E flat when I was supposed to be an E because, it rumbled wrong. Having said that, we played that gig, and then we played Dick's Last Resort, which is a dog shit gig, the same day. It was New Year's Eve. So we went from American Airlines Center to Dick's Last Resort. Shitty food, shitty service. Fuck that place. Fuck their sound stage. I'll say it again. Anyway, I think we skated our tab. It was like, yeah, fuck you, Nick Gray. Yes, Nick, thank you. It was Nick. I don't know. I'm brain farting, dude. You know what, Nathan? Why don't you give us a fucking call at 806-853-7883. Give us a call, Mr. Taylor.
It'll be good to hear from you.
Because you owe us a conversation. But we played that gig at the American Airlines Center and the Dick's Last Resort, and then we played the Rialto Theater, and then we played the Choctaw Casino, and the Choctaw Casino was fucking hilarious. Because that place, Dan had like a super fan, this chiropractor that lived out there, so like we partied at this guy's house, and he had a fucking spread, man, $3 million house, and all this food, and it was just an insane spread. I was like, I can play country. I'm down. Yeah, this is fucking all right. But for some reason, Nathan was at that Rialto Theater Rialto Theater gig with all that weird shit that went down. And I remember going to the liquor stores there, and I thought we were going to get jumped at one of the liquor stores. We headlock everything in the trunk. Are you going to fucking call in or not, Mr. Taylor? It's all right if you don't. What is it? Is it past your bedtime?
Yeah, usually I do this thing and I go to bed right at 9 o'clock.
No shit?
It's always 9 o'clock. 9:01, if you're on the phone, I'll usually say, well, I'm sorry, I gotta go, and I'll hang up on you.
Yeah.
Unless it's very important.
It's time.
But not quite yet. I can stay up. I get myself into this routine. I get up and I, have more energy, and I get the sleep cycle. I used to have problems sleeping, but going to bed at the exact same time, I start to try to think of, okay, tomorrow I'm gonna, and I'm out. Didn't take anything for me to go to sleep now, but.
Man, fuck you, it's right there in front of you, Nathan. Hang on, let me tag him in it. Oh, come on, you piece of shit. You know what? I'll fucking call him. Hang on. Sorry, guys. Give me just a second here. I'm going to put... I'll call you, you fucking weirdo.
That works.
There we go, you fucking weirdo.
Hey, good to hear from you, man.
What are you doing?
I happened to be scrolling along and saw the conversation and, just had to stop and watch.
We've been talking about you for an hour and a half. I'm glad you finally jumped in.
Oh, man. I hope it was good things.
You have to rewatch it now.
Mostly. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got Nathan Taylor on the line here. He is no longer an Amarillo resident, but he is always a part of Amarillo's soul. So.
That's, wow. Overblown.
So she said. So, how are things?
Good.
We've converged in this, in not the greatest of reasonings. We lost one of our local heroes, and
right.
Embarrassingly enough, I haven't talked to Shane as recently as I should have, and this fucking weirdo and I go way back, and so I'm glad to get back into the fold with him and shoot the shit.
Right,
So,
yeah. And man, especially, it's, like you said, I do my best to kind of keep track of what goes on, and who's playing and some of the newer bands and happening in Amarillo and I'd seen Eric for years and I knew Eric from way back, but man, it just always, it's one of those things that just always hits home differently when
it does. Yeah.
When it's somebody from that far back.
Man, I'm 48. I've known Eric for 38 years. So
wow.
Pretty easy math. Yeah, it's a bummer. And the show is going to be bittersweet because it's going to be good to see a lot of guys that we've known.
Right.
But it's just like every fucking funeral, man. It sucks because family doesn't get together until there's a goddamn funeral. And
right.
that's we get caught up in the humdrum bullshit of our everyday life. And so, take something like this to bring us together. And I hate that, but it's what it is.
Yeah, it sure does feel good to see everybody, though. Are you gonna come to town or anything on the benefit?
So I just learned about it a few days ago at the benefit, and I had been contacted about some things, and nothing solid. I haven't really made any kind of solid plans yet, but I've been at least keeping things open and trying to decide whether things were going to work out or not.
Well, I knew you weren't in town anymore and everything, but man, it sure would be good to see you.
Well, man, and especially with that many people in one place, like Jerry's saying, it'd be awesome to be there.
It's kind of like a family reunion with all these musicians.
Yeah, kind of.
And that's like you were talking about with the family. I'm kind of looking forward to seeing everybody. I'm not looking forward to some of the feelings and the reason why, but yeah, that'd be real good to see you. You've always been in the music scene, and I've known you for a long time.
Dude, you can come crash at Little Colorado, man. I got couches and futons and shit, dude.
Awesome.
You gas up the Prius and come down. If you still have that thing.
Oh no. Man, and it's funny because my family's all in Pampa now, so so I do not have a place to stay actually in Amarillo anymore. But
well, man, if you're in town, holler at me, man. I'll set you up. Don't worry about it.
Right on.
So, having said that, what have you been up to?
Man, trying to play, trying to book in the ever changing and just kind of minute by minute world of booking gigs right now. It's you never know when something's going to pop up and everybody starts canceling stuff again, and so
it's a pretty wild environment right now, man. It is.
And but a lot of places right now are booking out. A lot of places are booking up their summer right now too. So
yeah, I've seen that.
I'm booking out as far as October right now.
Oh.
And so it's encouraging, but it's always that game right now.
Yeah.
But I've got some other stuff I'm working on and some new opportunities in life that have presented some cool things for me here recently. And,
nice.
And
anything you can talk about?
Well, craziness, like things I haven't expected. I'm working at a custom boot shop here in Houston now.
Random.
A friend of mine has been involved with them for years. He's a guy I've been playing music with here in Houston.
That explains the boot picture I saw of you just recently.
Yes.
I saw some of your new boots. It was excellent.
Yeah. So I got kind of roped into that. Unintended, if you've been following.
That was
the pun was stuck in there.
Yeah, but fun got it. Yeah.
But yeah, it's been a cool deal. But I've been meeting a lot of people through that business, and of course with the custom boot business, rodeo in Houston right now for the entire month of March is kind of it's insanity,
Oh, yeah.
basically. And so it's an interesting time to be getting involved in this business, but so far it's been entertaining and enlightening, and it's been a lot of fun. So,
Dude, I bought my first pair of cowboy boots since I was a kid, summer before last. I haven't owned a pair in literally since I was like 14 years old.
yeah,
And
yeah.
I bought a pair, and I fucking love those things so much. And after I got them broken in, I'm like, oh man, these are awesome. And it's super not the punk rock vibe, you know, but here we are.
Yeah, I've always had boots. My dad was a cowboy boot guy. He sold boots and hats. He worked
Yeah.
at a farm and ranch, a radio station, country radio stations. He did what you were doing right now.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, this place is wild. There's also a custom hat maker and a custom suit maker that are kind of joined in with the store front, and I keep telling them I'm not going to make a dime working there. It's like I'm gonna walk out of there looking awesome, but
Yeah, but all your
Yeah.
paycheck goes to it.
Nice. Yeah.
but it's presented some interesting opportunities, and so it's been very cool.
That is cool, man. So you still playing music, or what the fuck's going on there?
Yeah. I'm playing solo gigs. I've got a band doing my original stuff. We throw in quite a variety of covers too.
Nice.
Kind of I've always done. I try to find obscure stuff that people's obscure, but people still know.
Yeah, I do the same thing. Yeah.
You got any albums, any CDs or music media?
No, because I'm just too lazy to do it. I guess I don't know.
That is so
all these
wildly
years,
frustrating, Nathan. My God.
All these years, I've hardly ever really put anything out. But no, I'm looking at least doing a single and just seeing what I can do with that, seeing what I can create with that, and I mean,
You know what,
these days-
man? You're inspiring me to do something that I've been hesitant to do, because I think I'm just going to start a fucking label, and just a non-profit label just for nutsacks like you that you just send me the fucking song, I'll put it out, I'll send you all the money, I don't care, but get it out there for God's sakes.
I know, and it's everyone from my family to friends, and I've had people on me for years.
Yeah, well, if anything I can do to help, you fucking let me know, you weirdo.
Right on. I appreciate that.
Well, so we may or may not see you on the 13th, right?
Right. It's still up in the air.
More
right now.
more on the may not side, but we're gonna leave that option open.
I'm trying to see what shakes out. Yeah.
Okay, man. Well, I tell you what, and just for all of you watching at home, I'm not extending this offer to everybody, so y'all can fuck yourselves. But if Nathan Taylor wants to come to fucking Amarillo, Texas, he can stay at the little, the Amarillo Rock studio, and there's a shower and a kitchen and all this other shit, and there's even a little bit of booze here, so
Awesome.
and a place to rehearse. So
Awesome.
yeah. Well, man, I think we're gonna wrap this up. We're kind of over time a little bit.
Yeah, man. No, I'm glad you called, Jerry, and Shane. It was good to hear your voice, man.
Man, it's always good. I say good to see you. Good to hear you, man.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, I've seen you on there a few times. It's post a lot of husky stuff, a lot of dog stuff.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah, man. Well, shit, dude. Keep in touch. If you're in town, you fucking let me know.
Awesome.
All right.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
All right, buddy. Love
Good
you,
to hear
man.
from you, man.
Talk to you soon.
Right on. Soon.
Later. I think that's about it, man. I'm spent.
Understood.
So real quick, guys. March 13th.
It's on a Sunday.
On a Sunday at Hoots Pub, 2424 Hobbs, about noonish. Come out to Hoots, check out some live music, get a beer, check out the silent auction. If you've if Eric touched your life in any way whatsoever, come out and hang out with us, man, because it's it's an important day. Come hug this boy's neck, Don't hug my neck so much. Maybe shake my hand. I don't know. It depends on who you are. But definitely everybody hug him, even if you don't know who he is. Yeah. Maybe grab his butt. He likes that.
Yeah, I've got a stand-in for that, so he'll be there part of the time. So
you're gonna fucking put some new music out.
I'm gonna put some new music out. I'll be playing at the show as well.
You're gonna get back out on the grid. You're gonna start playing again. As long as the gig's over, by the time you can be in bed.
I'll stay up late if I have to, man.
Man, I'll schedule an early show for you. We can play you guys at 7 o'clock at Lefty's if you want, man.
We'll get in there. We'll get in there. We'll get some new stuff added and worked up and everything. I can get it mustered there.
I've been doing these old head shows though, and we started with seriously. We'll start at 6:30, 7 o'clock. Be done by 9. Everybody loves it. We'll pack the house. It's fucking great. And I keep thinking to myself, yeah, I would love to do this. I would love to play super early like this because Lefty's a late crowd. Bands get done at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, right now there's a lot of old fogies like us thinking, oh well, hey, I might be able to do that.
I can be home in time to see some rock and roll and watch Matlock and go to bed. All right, guys, I'm gonna cue up one more song. Just as kind of a little homage to my buddy. Let's see here. Let's go to the old images there. Shane, thanks for being on the show, brother.
Absolutely, man.
I love you. I'm glad you're here.
I love you too, man. And it's been great to be over here. I love catching up. So.
Yeah, dude. So Amarillo rocks. We're gonna go ahead and close out with some music. Y'all can go to the comments. Again, that show is at Hoots on March 13th, about noonish. Look for the posters, just to kind of see where we're at on the postings on there. And yeah, man, I'm gonna say the same thing I always say. I'll bring this up.
Excellent. Eric Ditton. R.I.P.
Eric Ditton.
Rest in power.
Rest in power. Wipe front to back, close your browser history, and go see some live music. Amarillo rocks. All right.
Excellent, man.
Yeah, that was cool. That
Man.
was really cool.
Oh, shit, yeah, man. I'm glad I didn't get emotional or anything. I was afraid
You
that
did fine.
somebody would bring something up and I would, get real emotional.
Yeah.
But, I don't remember where you had that
That's
at.
fine. Just go from there, yeah. Everyone let this run for the live stream, and then I can get away with it here because it's... Oh, Jeff House. Godspeed. I don't know who Jeff House is, but... So this is my show. I'm still massaging it. Obviously, it's
Yeah,
really-
how many have you had so far?
Oh God, 100. I've done a bunch of these. Now, I do something different almost every time. So I'm trying to find something that's comfortable for every show, and I don't know. I'm getting closer and closer and closer. I've got a new camera coming, which is it's a nice 8K camera. It's got XLR inputs. It does phantom power, so I can get rid of the mixer and control everything with an app. And so I think that's going to be a new podcast controller, and that thing's going to go in the rehearsal room. check this out, man.
Yeah, let's go check it out.
Yeah.
Well, might
This
need to
is-
let the cat out.
Yeah. Yeah. Come here, Bubba. Come on, buddy.
See, I know it's not.
I've got a band, another little side band with Cam Hurd right now. We're writing some new kind of 90s songs. And I spend a lot of time.
Well, you know, I own my house. I've been thinking about adding on and doing a big room
Yeah.
and just insulating it really good and doing that.
Insulation is important.
I'm just not positive that I want to do that here in town. Thinking about selling my house and getting a house outside.
Are you serious? You've been in the house for a long fucking time, man.
My house equity is doubled. That house is worth twice as much. I bought it for $62,000.
Yeah.
It was worth $110,000. Yeah. But the thing is, if I sell it, you know, I can get a low interest rate, but I'm going to
Yeah.
have to buy it.
But then you got to take a fucking mortgage up again, though. You know, I mean, for you to get what you need, it's going to cost probably, $240,000.
Right. But, you know, it's all these permits and all this crap in town to do anything. And I'm in one of those iffy neighborhoods where, you know, you get called in all the time.
Yep.
My neighbor tried to put just a little carport up, and he got called in by the city, and he took it down. They had to have them come out and lay a concrete slab for the carport to be on, because you couldn't put it in an existing slab. It was just, it's just insane.
Close my browser.
I'm gonna run to your bathroom real quick.
Yeah, do you think?
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.